Alright guys, welcome back to more Ignorance in Basketball. Now, a couple quick things. Yes, I did just reshoot this entire video after editing most of it because I was breathing into the microphone. And we cannot have Neanderthal energy after the first playoff win in like 15 years. We're not doing it. I know you Suns fans have been hungry for a playoff appearance for literally 11 years. It's BS that you had to wait that long. And I know this game did not disappoint, so I wanted to come out correct. Also, if you guys are not following the Instagram, I'm sorry, but you messed up because I may or may not have posted something on there about a late game viewing. We watched the second half of the game and it was so much fun. We streamed it. It was a blast. So go follow the Instagram there so you don't miss out next time. And lastly, I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the channel, supporting the cult by buying the merch. I appreciate you. I'm glad you guys are liking it. We've been working on it. I don't know why I keep saying we. It's pretty much just me here. Shout out to Manager. Shout out to Kylan for all the help for the channel. Seriously. Very close friend of mine has just been helping me with stuff because I am not a tech wizard. I don't know how to do anything, so he helps me out with that type of stuff. But thank you guys for showing love. I appreciate it. Let's get into this game, people, because I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is gone. I was fucking screaming at the TV like a homeless person. It was an emotional ride, and I don't even have shoes on, so I did not lace up at all. But I did notice a lot of really good things. This is going to be a pretty much all positive episode, people. I don't really have a lot of things to bitch about. And you know me. I can find some shit to bitch about. But one thing I noticed about Chris Paul, he's going to do his thing. The fact that he gave up that mid-range shot to give Booker that three early in the game tells me everything I already knew. This man is the best leader in basketball. He knows everybody's emotional tendencies. He knows Booker may be nervous. He knows Ayton may be nervous. Bridges. So he's like, let's get them involved early. And the fact that he went down and Booker was hot proves that he made the right fucking move. I'm glad he didn't listen to me and took 5 shots because maybe Booker wouldn't have gotten hot and went off for 34 when they needed every single one of those points, you know? That is why he is an MVP candidate, and I am not. Maybe a couple other things, but that's probably the only reason, right? So that's one thing I noticed that I thought was great. Another thing, I was against them playing Sarge at the 5. I didn't want to see it. I thought he should be paired with a big pretty much every time he's on the court. I thought we were going to see some Sarge Kaminsky minutes. Didn't see that. Kaminsky didn't step a foot on the court at all. But it worked. Sarge actually wasn't bad today. I think he shot like 50% from the field. It wasn't a huge offensive game, but he had a block. He only had 2 boards, but he only played 11 minutes. He wasn't terrible. So that was great to see. But let's get into the heavy hitters because you know who I'm going to talk about this game. Ayton and Booker played amazing. Amazing. The fact that your first playoff game ever, not just first series, just first time in the playoffs, you play that well. Booker, I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. I didn't think he'd have 34 and shoot 50%. I'm hoping, just throughout the playoffs he averages maybe high 20s, low 30s, somewhere in there, but to be so efficient, your first game against the number 1 defense in the league, whether they were trying their best or not, is muy bien. And he hit crucial shots, like when Chris Paul went down and that lead dwindled from like 9 to 5, and he hit that mid-range jumper that was huge, and then he had a dunk the next play too. He was fucking incredible. The ghost of Kobe Bean Bryant blessed his play today. This man was on another level. He was the best player on the court, and it wasn't even close. He made Anthony Davis look civilian as fuck. So shout out to you, but Ayton, can we give this man a fucking round of applause, please? He was amazing today. He was you know what? I like to wait to go over the numbers, but we just got to give this man a shout out. Just you real quick because you were on another fucking level, my friend. 21 points, 16 rebounds, 10 of 11 from the field, 37 minutes. Outplayed Anthony Davis. I didn't think he was going to be able to outplay him one game this series, but he did it, and right now he's 100%. We'll see what happens game 2. I think game 2 is going to be huge. I'm expecting the Lakers to show out. They're going to play their best. Now, if they beat them in game 2, I'm saying Suns in 4 or 5, but we'll see. I think they definitely can, but we'll talk about that a little later. But Ayton was amazing. For you to play so well, and he had to do it on both ends. I mean, I'm not saying Booker played no defense, but Ayton's responsible for Anthony Davis, which if you can just play decent defense on Anthony Davis and average 5 and 5, you get an A in my book. So the fact that you played great defense on Davis, he didn't really get into foul trouble. He had 3 before the half, but he got hoed a couple times. Let's be real. We know the refs are going to come for us in this series. They're dirty. It's expected. But the fact that he was so good defensively and offensively, protecting the rim, guarding Davis, helping out on LeBron, with putbacks, offensive rebounds. He had 8 offensive boards today against Anthony Davis and Drummond. Who the fuck saw that coming? He was amazing. Give this man an ice cream cone. Give him a muffin. Give him a sticker, gold star, whatever you give. This man needs it. He was excellent today. Fucking proud of you. Played your ass off. So that was fucking great to see. Oh, I want to talk about something, right? If you watched the Chris Broussard video, which I had so much fun making, you know that all these morons, the reason that they pick the Lakers because they can't really think of anything because they have, the brain capacity of a fucking 12-year-old, is the experience. They just keep throwing, oh, well, they're young, they're not experienced. Chris Broussard literally said as a grown adult, they're not going to be able to look LeBron James in his eyeballs. Oh, you're so fucking stupid. Okay, but they just keep throwing the experience shit, right? This is why I don't think that is an issue. It's because of Chris Paul. He's in control of everything. He is the emotional leader of this team. The ball is in his hands. He is the fucking game master, or whatever it's called. So, he makes it very simple. Ayton, you have a couple simple tasks. You don't have to worry about everything. You don't have to worry about turnovers. You don't have to worry about the pace of the game. You just do these simple tasks. It's like he's like McDonald's. He's like, you're the fry cook. You focus on this. He's not making everybody run the restaurant. He's like, I'm the manager. You do fries. You flip burgers. You do the fucking cash register. Everybody has a simple fucking task, and he just kind of does everything else. With that, and he's controlling people's emotions, like getting Booker that shot early. He did that on purpose. Getting Ayton into the flow of the offense early, he does that shit on purpose, and it clearly paid off because he went down, and my heart literally went into my stomach. I wanted to get into the fetal position. I had fucking PTSD of all the times I saw this man get hurt. And it was scary. But luckily he came back, still injured, but I think he'll be fine by game 2. My logic is, and obviously I'm no fucking doctor, number 1, he said he'll be ready, so that makes me feel good about it. And 2, if you're able to play basically the entire game, you're probably not going to miss the second game. You know what I mean? I think he'll be fine. It's not like I don't think there's any weird ligament or nerve damage. They said it was just a contusion, which I'm pretty sure is just a bruise. I think he'll be fine. So we're not worried about that. But his effect to the game, I think, negates all that, oh, they're so young, they won't be able to look them in the eyeball bullshit that these dumbass analysts say. All of these idiots ever bring up because they're stupid is just experience. Oh, do you know how many fucking games LeBron and Wesley Matthews and Anthony Davis have played in the playoffs? It's just because you've played a bunch of games doesn't automatically make you good. Wesley Matthews has played a bunch of games in the playoffs, but he still didn't make any threes today, did he, bitch? And Mikal Bridges didn't even have a good game. He still hit 2. So who the fuck cares? They're idiots. and they have the brains of children, but we're going to move on because this is a positive episode and it's not about them. But you guys get my point, right? So with that being said, let's see how the team shot as a whole. So Suns ended up shooting 46.5% from the field. Not amazing. I'd like them to be around the 50%. And I think a lot of that had to do with nerves. Like Mikal missed 2 bunnies. Cameron Payne had a rough game. Chris Paul obviously injured. He couldn't even really get any shots up. But for everybody's first playoff game, and it was supposed to be some huge fucking thing because they have no playoff experience, I would say that's definitely a win. 32% from the 3. A lot of players had rough shooting days. I'll get into that later. Now, I don't know if that was just nerves, if it's because they haven't played in so long, or it could be because I noticed a lot of the forwards struggled. But here's my thinking with that, right? They could have struggled for a couple reasons. It could be because of the stuff I just said, or it could be because they're guarding LeBron. I noticed, like, when the Rockets played the Warriors, right, whoever was guarding KD is just going to shoot like shit because you're doing so much on the defensive end. It's tough, and that's why I give Ayton so much credit today because he was so great on both ends. Even though I know Anthony Davis wasn't super aggressive, I'm sure guarding him, whether he's taking a lot of shots or not, is still super taxing. So I don't know, just keep those things in mind. But here's the biggest thing and the most muy bien thing that I saw. The Suns out-rebounded the fucking Lakers 47-33, and a lot of that had to do with Ayton, obviously. Now, I told you guys rebounding was something I was worried about because this Suns team is so undersized. And I said, for them to win this fucking series, they have to be the more aggressive team. If they can pull that off, it's a win. And they pulled that off in this game, even though they didn't shoot amazing. The Lakers shot worse. We'll get into that. But the fact that they got 14 more rebounds than the Lakers is crazy. I mean, think about the lineups, guys. It's Ayton against Drummond. Everybody's going to take Drummond in that situation, right? It's Crowder, who is 6'6", which means he's 6'4" in real life. Because you know these NBA players are lying about their height. It's Crowder against Anthony Davis. What the fuck? And then it's Mikal Bridges against LeBron. How you out-rebound them, I don't know how the fuck they did it, but they pulled it off, and I give them all the credit in the world for it. They were the hungrier team. They were the more aggressive team. They were the more desperate team, and it fucking paid off today. So shout out to them for that. 24 assists, 4 blocks, 7 boards, 14 turnovers, a little high. I feel like Crowder had like 4 himself, and I'm like, what the shit are you doing? He had a rough game, but actually, I'm really happy that this happened. I'm really happy that Payne played like shit, Bridges played like shit, Crowder played like shit. It's amazing because they played like shit, and we still got the win. And those 3 guys are not pussy. So I know for a fact that game 2, they're going to fucking show up and they're going to play angry because they're mad at themselves for how shitty they played today. Those aren't the kind of guys that are like, well, I played like shit, but we still won. Who cares? No, they're pissed at their performance, and they're going to take it out on the Lakers tomorrow, which is great because game 2 is going to be huge. Now, I don't know if the Lakers are just taking this game off or it's injuries or continuity. I know they got a lot of shit going on with them. We'll see. But I imagine we're going to see their best version on Tuesday. So if we can have as many people pissed off about their own performance and want to prove something on Tuesday, that's even better. And that's what I'm expecting. Obviously, Chris Paul is going to be better. The 3 guys I just named are going to be better. Craig, if he even gets minutes, I think will be better. Johnson could be better. So I'm really excited for game 2. But let's finish game 1. So they kept the Lakers only shooting 43% from the field, which is amazing. 27% from 3. Which I know was bad, but they were the 3rd worst three-point shooting team in the league. That's why I don't understand everybody dick riding them this year. Oh, they're definitely the favorites. They're going to repeat. Like, why? They can't even fucking score. How are they going to repeat? How the hell are they going to beat the Nets? I don't give a fuck how good your defense is. You're not going to stop them. I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about the finals like they're going to get out of the first round, but You guys get what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I think everybody's just a prisoner of the moment and they don't actually think because they're stupid. But, I mean, they shot 61% from the free throw line. You're trash. Like I told you, they only had 33 boards, 19 assists, 5 blocks, 10 steals. Turnovers were the same with 14. They got points in the paint, 52. Suns, 44. Lakers, take that L, you bitch. The Suns were the hungry team by far. By far. And they need to keep that fucking energy up. Don't rest on your laurels because you got the win today. Now, I don't see this team doing that, but I'm just saying. Play like you lost, and you'll get them out the way early. Now, let's get into the individual shooting because, like I said, some of our guys definitely struggled today. Cameron Payne, 13 minutes. We know he got that bullshit-ass ejection, but I was happy. The more things he's pissed off about, the better. He finished 2 for 8, 1 of 3 from 3, 5 points, 1 assist, 3 boards. Now, I remember he had that 3, and then he did have that really tough layup on Anthony Davis. I give him credit for that, but let's be real, today was a struggle. Today was a struggle for him. Booker played 45 minutes, which I don't love, but with Chris Paul going out, like, what can you do? You know what I mean? But he had 13. He was 13 for 26, which is amazing. 3 of 7 from 3. It's good to see him hitting threes again, much needed. 7 boards, 8 assists, 34 points. Like, I don't know. You can't ask for more than him. He hit timely shots when Chris Paul went out, and that lead dwindled from 9 to 5. I was getting a little worried. He brought it back to 9 with 2 consecutive points. He had that mid-range jumper, and then he had that dunk. He was fucking great. He had his Kobe moment, first game in the playoffs. I don't know what more you want me to say. He was amazing. Cam Johnson, you guys know I was not really for him playing, especially 23 minutes. I just thought he was a little young. But he wasn't amazing today, but I think he proved me wrong. 3 of 7 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. He was great. 10 points, 1 assist, 6 boards. I mean, for your first game in the playoffs, I think that's more than impressive. He did have that one little foul on LeBron when he for the three-pointer, but to be real, he was way better than Craig. Craig only played 3 minutes, and it was for a reason. He played his ass right off the court with his terrible defense. So, Cameron Johnson, young or not, you showed up. Shout out to you. Etuan Moore only played 2 minutes, but he had 2 assists and a rebound in those 2 minutes. I mean, Craig played 3 minutes, and he's got all zeros. He's got Damian Jones statistics, so shout out to fucking Moore. I hope we see more minutes, especially once the Suns get past the Lakers. Maybe you throw him in there more. I think he could be vital now, because like I said, I told you, Booker's going to get doubled every time he touches the fucking ball, and I was right. They doubled him from the beginning of the game. He was getting doubled. So, the more people you have to bail him out, the better. And you know what? As I think about this, another thing I want to give a shout out to Monty Williams because this was fucking genius. So, at the end of the game, obviously, they're going to be doubling Booker a shit ton. You're up by about 8, 10, somewhere around there, right? Lakers obviously want to make a run. Believe it or not, they want to win the game. But what Monty did was it was either Bridges or Crowder every time in the corner 3. And anytime Booker would get doubled, they would run to the middle. He would pass it to him, and they would either just take that mid-range or dunk for Ayton. And that worked every single time. It was fucking great. Obviously, I'm expecting the Lakers to make some changes, but it will obviously work for this game. So I thought that was another great way to bail Booker out for the double teams. Now, I'm losing my voice because I'm an emotional fan. So let's try to get this fucking video over with. Bridges, like I said, he struggled. But when you're going to guard LeBron, like, there's only so much we can ask from you. You know what I mean? But he played 41 minutes. He was 4 of 10 from the field. 2 of 5 from 3. Not terrible. He did miss a couple bunnies, which I'm not expecting. Like, if he made those 2 open layups he missed, he's 6 of 12. That's 50%. So, you know, I'm kind of nitpicking here. But 10 points, 4 boards, and I'm expecting him to be mad at himself. I could tell he was mad at himself at the end of the game. He'll show up and show out next game. I'm not worried about you at all, big bruh. We went over Aiden's minutes. He was amazing. So fucking proud of this man. If anybody's shitting on you for being the number 1 pick, tell him to suck 2 dicks. Chris Paul, obviously the injury shook me to my core, but I'm confident he'll be good next game. I don't know why. I'm not a doctor. Maybe I'm just optimistic, but he did have 2 huge shots late post injury, so that was really impressive. Like, that just shows you how much fucking heart this team has, man. They could have given up a lot of times during this game, but they didn't. They came up with the win. Chris Broussard, go fuck yourself. Jay Crowder struggled too. 39 minutes. 29 minutes. He was 3 of 10 from the field, 0 of 7 from 3. Not an amazing game. I'm expecting him to play much better next time. He did have that clutch mid-range jump shot though. He finished with 8 points, 3 assists, and 4 boards, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I love what I saw. There's not a whole lot I have to bitch about. Maybe some more minutes. You know, I don't love Sarge at the 5. I don't know if that's going to work next game when I'm expecting a lot more Laker intensity, but we'll see. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I loved it, man. I love that the Suns attacked first. We even had Cam Johnson driving in, putting pressure on AD. Like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was a great fucking game, a must win, and they pulled it out. This team just finds fucking ways to win, man, and I love that. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Peace.